replay analysis and all that jazz. Let's start now. Nope. 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 Alright, get a decent camera view of the whole field. And let's go. Let's go ahead and rewind. Can I rewind? Alright, start the game over here. Let's go take a look here. Decent kickoff, except we would ideally like to have somebody in net, but no threat, and the soft threat was taken care of. Looks good, rotations are good. Right there, let's go back a second here, and so this situation right here, we got two people committed in the same area going towards each other. You know, if this is an intentional pinch, that's fine, but ideally in that situation, I am in the wrong. Like, best case scenario is I clear the ball back in front of our net, and that is not what you want. So that's a situation where you trust the teammate to clear it out. I'm gonna go back one more time to see what I could have done. My guess is that I could have done a longer rotation out here, because he could have potentially passed the ball downfield to me, and then we'd have a 2-on-1 situation. But instead, I went through, and we have a bad situation there. So let's take a look at that one more time. I clear it off the wall. It's going up. Yeah. So that's on me right there, because I didn't have a play on the ball. So ideally, right there. Nope. Don't do that. You don't do that. Ideally right there, instead of me coming back this way, I see that my teammate is going to clear it and potentially clear it downfield, and then I roll off the wall up, and that way he has a better situation. And then if worst case scenario, he's there, Modest is back in defensive, and then I can rotate back post, Hellboy can rotate up. But that's mistake number one right there. I don't think they capitalized on it, but that's a pretty obvious one. Alright, already see mistake number two. Nope, resume replay. Yeah, this is just bad defensive positioning all around. So mistake number two. Dagnabbit. I knew that was going to happen. Mistake number two comes from me as well, and bad defensive rotation, which early on we had horrible positioning, and that's why we lost, but we fixed it later on. None. Alright, so you'll see I continue this bad rotation, and what I do is, as I cut Hellboy off right here, then I'm also, Modest is in the back post, so I come over here and I go for this boost, but he has the ball and he's trying, and so this is just awful positioning by me all the way around. We did address this, and our chemistry got a lot better once the positioning was fixed. What up, Let P? I'm just doing some replay analysis. So there I go, taking that boost and getting in front of Modest and essentially being a defender. I cut him off. Alright, I take the ball one-on-one, and then I do me there in that situation. So I ended up making up for all of my crappy defense. Like in that situation right there. So this is a situation that we run into quite often right here, right? Where there's a person coming from the back to clear the ball out this way. That is the right thing to do. Yes, that is correct. However, what I did is he let me take the ball because we have, you know, trust each other there, and he knows that if I get the ball in open field, I have a lot of potential taking the ball 1-on-2. That's just a situation. Yeah, it was pretty awkward. So that's just a situation in which I feel confident in taking the ball 1-on-2, and so he let me do that. However, this is the ideal thing. You never want to cross it in front of the net. So potentially we knew that this guy was out of position, this guy wasn't in position, this guy wasn't in position, and that's why we did it. But in theory, you never want to do that, because if he had cleared it out this way, this guy's headed here, so he has a perfect clear. I can still loop around, and then we get a 2-on-1 scenario here because this guy's going to be behind me. You know, I can avoid the demo there. So that's 20 seconds in and already plenty of mistakes. Fun, fun, fun. This is going to be a long replay. But I love the 1-on-2s, so that happened to work out. Alright. Good kickoff. I'm staying on D. Let Hellboy take it there. That was a little confusing. Modest take it there. It's good. Everything's looking good. We've got them double committed in the corner. There's a little too quick of a rotation up for me. I put Hellboy in a bad spot, but he cleared it. Good right here. Modest is playing a little too far up. See, yeah, that right there. Dang it. No, resume replay. Let's go back and take a look at that situation again. So this is Modest being third man back and was all over my butt, all over my backside. Alright, so got this right here. So Modest was third man back and I was middle man. Hellboy's rotating as ideally back post. So what Modest does, he came up, and I'm not sure what was going on, but he came up and he's literally like, this is not only a bad positioning. Modest should have stayed here in this scenario and then let me kind of pressure the ball in this corner and then let Hellboy rotate back post, and then you would have Modest front post, Hellboy back post. But in this situation, Modest was on me, and then I mean, they're in a bad spot here too. Like, they're double committed in the corner. That's awful. And if they pass, there's no one to pass to. This dude's going back for boost. But this is the stuff in the first weeks that we were struggling with, was our positioning. And this is a prime example, and we heard Hellboy talk about it all the time, is everybody's on my butt all the time. And I'm very aware that I was doing that, and I mean, our chemistry is much better now, but this is one of those scenarios, because Modest followed me up and we double committed in the corner, and then as we double committed in the corner, we no longer have an advantage, because right here we could potentially, if Modest is here, I'm pressuring, and Modest and Hellboy are ready to take off, they could potentially have a 2-on-1 and I can be third man back. But what we did here is now we kind of put ourselves at a disadvantage, because best case scenario is Hellboy gets back because we're double committed with these guys in the corner. So we'll see what happens with this. But this is a situation in which we had issues with early on. Yeah, so he literally just jumped over me to get that one. Alright, so positioning isn't bad right here. This is where I will rotate back post ideally. Yeah, rotations are fine, spacing is fine. We got almost a triple commit right there. Oh, that's beautiful. So that's what we want ideally, is a triple commit. And so in that situation, and where there is a triple commit, the other team on the ball, like all three of them right here, wide open net. So ideally, this is a tricky scenario because we have a good spot, but we're not in a position to capitalize on it because Hellboy's out of the play. Modest is coming over, and I need to stay back. But, yeah, maybe I don't stop it on that one because that's just awkward all around. I don't think there's much anybody can do different there. Good. Modest with the clear. Alright, so I'm out of position. Modest rotates. That's good. He sees me downfield. A little stronger pass, but he did the best he could with it. And we're both going for boost, and Hellboy takes over right there. He just saw an open net. Let's take a look and see where that came from. So that's just horrible rotations on the other team's part. Is all that is, and then Hellboy can just shoot on an open net because they have no one back, so it's pretty good capitalization on that one. Taking advantage of the enemy's mistakes. Alright, good kickoff. We got all our bases covered. Defense, front man, back man looking good. That's a good pass. Oh yeah, beautiful. Beautiful execution all around. No, this is not GC. If this was GC, it would look a lot different. This is just, we are trying to do some analysis before our match tonight to make sure that we're better prepared. So we're looking over some of our previous games and trying to make sure that we're not overlooking anything. Right now our spacing and our third man back overcommitting is our problem. So this is like champ 1, champ 2. It's not GC. Modest taking it up, good demo. I'm on the far side, Hellboy's back, I rotate back, everything looking good. I know that Modest is going to spawn back, so I wait for Hellboy's pass there. Good. Alright, rotating back. Alright, so that's, yep, that right there we run into a lot, so... Alright, so what happens here is... I am going to, well, here, let me play it for a second. Alright, so we've got Hellboy coming up. I look like I'm rotating back, and Modest looks like he's rotating up, which is the proper thing. But I turned on the ball, so I have ball cam on. I can't hear Modest from that far away. I have ball cam on, and I see that he's passing. My assumption is that Modest, being last man back, is somewhere in this area, right? Because ideally, if he passes and I'm rotating back, Modest can come up and take the pass. So I can't hear Modest. I have no idea Modest is here at all. Modest is here. I'm here heading back. I have ball cam on, so I see that he's passing, and so, or trying to pass. And so what I do is, assuming that Modest is here, I turn. This is just a trust scenario where we have to get better familiar with people's positioning, because having this entire part of the field open, like, I mean, all this guy has free reign. One bad bounce and it's either a shot or that guy can redirect in. I'm just basing it off of where I would be, which is there. And that is the problem, is that I don't know where Modest is at. And so what I do is I turn, Modest is coming up, we have no third man back, and let's see what happens from that. Oh yeah, ball chasing is real. Once I see that Modest is there, it's too late, yeah. Yeah, that was ugly. Hellboy does a good job of rotating back to cover us there. Wow. I don't even know. Comms, yeah, we have comms. We're very bad at comms, and so we have a lot of issues. But Modest wanted to hire a coach, and me and Hellboy were like, no, we know what we're doing wrong, and we just need to look at our replays before we hire any coach, because we're not even doing the base things to get better right now. I'm basically recording this for all of us to be able to watch it back and see if it helps us. So don't want to spend money on a coach when we're not even doing what we can do for free yet to get better. Ooh, that was, yeah, I was about to say that was ugly. Let's take a look at that. Alright, so we've got